Bam, we're live.
The Armenian Mafia in Los Angeles.
Wait, what did she say? The Armenian Mafia?
The Armenian Mafia in Los Angeles.
The Armenian Mafia?
The Armenian Mafia in Los Angeles
Armenian
was
Mafia?
sentenced to 40 years in prison for his role in a billion-dollar scheme to rip off American taxpayers. The Armenian Mafia
Armenian
in Los Angeles
Mafia?
was sentenced to 40 years in prison for his role in a billion-dollar scheme to rip off American taxpayers.
Scheme makes it seem like he wasn't successful.
Levon Termanzian, also known as
Levon, that sounds like Sivan. Uh-oh. Damn Armenians.
the Lion, was convicted of conspiring with members of a polygamous
Wait,
sect
what was
in
his
Utah
nickname?
known as Zion, also known as the Lion, was
The Lion. Levon the Lion. The Armenian Lion.
Convicted of conspiring with members of a polygamous sect in Utah known as the Order in one of the most audacious tax frauds in history.
Polygamous sect.
Levon.
Isn't that an interesting thing to choose? They choose this guy's ethnicity. That's me. Sevi, that's your cousin acting out again. Dude, what's funny is there's so few of us that in the family tree, I bet you I could find him in the family tree. We're so inbred.
Was a Bel Air billionaire and gas station tycoon when he joined forces with members of the polygamous Kingston clan. Jacob Kingston took a plea deal.
Armenians and Utonian polygamists.
And testified against Levon, telling jurors they had more money than they could launder, so they started buying Lamborghinis, Bugattis, private jets, yachts, and mansions in Turkey, Huntington Beach, and Utah.
That part breaks my heart that he's spending money in Turkey. That part breaks my heart.
Prosecutors say Levon employed a team of corrupt law enforcement officers, including former DHS agent Felix Cisneros, also former Glendale detective John Belian, and former FBI agent Bobak Brumand.
Damn.
Jacob Kingston was also sentenced today to 18 years in prison. The Armenian Mafia in Los Angeles.
Damn. It was only a matter of time. My sister and I were joking about that the other day. It's only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. I'm not even surprised in the slightest. Very hardworking people, these Armenians. $500 million in solar. What was it? I'm sure it was some Obama era credit for using solar panels. And they were claiming that they were putting solar panels on homes that they weren't, or some shit like that, right? And of course it was Glendale. Yeah. Is he allowed to be in Turkey? Yeah. Shit. Yeah. Hell yeah. The Middle East is one of the most superficial places I've ever been. Like, more superficial than LA, especially Beirut. And all they care about is money there. What am I doing here? Oh, the Dave Castro weekend review. The Dave Castro week. I just typed in the Dave Castro. Okay, here we go. I will not be alone today. Oh, wow, this was 16 hours ago. 20 minutes. Oh, Davey. Thank God for this show. Do you know what I think when I see one of these shows and then I knew we were doing it in the morning? I'm like, oh, I don't have to prepare for this shit. The show. By the way, it looks like, do you remember that Chipotle video we looked at yesterday? It looks like that's getting up. It looks like that got a lot of attention. What kind, what cords? JR ordered 3 of the wrong headsets. Oh, I was just looking at headsets this morning, Taylor. I know that's sad that JR got the wrong headsets. I don't really think that's his fault. Let me show you you want the Audio Technica ones. It sounds like Taylor's putting together a podcast set. Jeez. There's the boys. Hello, boys. Good morning. Audio Technica. Audio Technica. Headsets. Technica.
What are you doing? Online shopping over there? What?
Yeah, Taylor just was asking me what kind of headsets to get. I'm gonna send him those Audio Technica ones. He said JR bought 3 of the Rode ones. That's sad.
Oh yeah, I'm 100% thinking that that's my fault.
That's very nice of you to take the blame for that.
Well, he had texted me a while back, and he's like, "Hey, which one do you guys use when you're on the road?" And he like sent that road one that you use when you're traveling on the podcast. And I
Oh, the
mistook
one I
it.
plug in directly into my computer, the Rodes.
Yeah, so I mistook it for like he wanted those for like just a traveling headset to throw on. I didn't realize he was referring to the broadcast headsets, which is on me. Should ask the clarifying question. A follow up, as you might say.
Yeah, follow up. Always keep a set of those in the bag, though. Those are the go-to. The Rode with the little screw-in mic. Those are the go-to in a pinch.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yo, bro. Oh, he's talking to you, Caleb. I came across your stream and dropped a follow before heading out. I respect the hustle. I actually know a big Twitch streamer with 118,000. Shut the.
Oh, wait, hold on, dude. He knows somebody. Bring that back up.
Okay, my bad. Who helps streamers grow with real viewers, active chat, and support, who donate and subscribe regularly. If you're serious about taking your channel to the next level. No, I'm not serious, dude. Not serious. Bro. Not serious.
And where do I put my money?
I'm struggling this morning, James.
Why, buddy?
I'm glad you're here with all of your Zen.
Why are you struggling?
Because one of my an Armenian guy, which means that he's fucking less than 1 degree of separation from me, just got busted in LA for a $500 million. Something's wrong with me. He got busted for a $500 million solar panel scam. 500 million. And you know what's funny? It's funny how the news chooses to introduce people. He's Armenian mafia, but he partnered with the polygamous sect in Utah. How come they why don't you refer to them by their ethnicity? Why isn't it like why does it have
Mormon wives? You
choose one group based on how many ladies they marry and another group based on his ethnic makeup? Why not just say an Armenian guy or a guy with 1 wife partnered up with a guy with 6 wives, or refer to Armenian guy partnered with an Irish guy? You know what I mean? Consistency.
How many?
You know
how many? Yeah, if you have one Armenian guy with 1 wife,
yeah,
and a polygamist with 6 wives, how many wives do they have?
Do you get what I'm saying? If you're like, there's 2 boys and a girl, you wouldn't be like, hey, there's 2 boys and an Irish person. It's like you have to stick with whatever you're categorizing people with. Do you know what I mean? 2 CrossFitters and a high rocker. You wouldn't say 2 CrossFitters and this guy. What's the other guy's? You know what I mean? What's his category of fitness? Like, the categories have to have a continuity. It's just like when I was a kid and I would write, I would be in the past tense and the future tense and the present tense, and my teachers would always be like, "Hey man, your tenses are all fucked up." I'd be like, "Hey, fuck you, man, I'm multidimensional, yo."
It depends how Irish she is.
Anyway, the sad part about the stories is I'm kind of proud. You know what I mean? The Somalis are like, no, it's not all of us, and I'm like, oh yeah, this motherfucker's fucking in my gene pool. He scammed 500 mil.
I mean, that is a good. If you're gonna scam, you got to go like, you can't be a small time criminal. You got to be like a master.
My dad told me that when I was little.
It's great advice.
You can't be a small time criminal.
Like, hey, please don't ever do any small crime.
Yeah, just do the big crime.
I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, if you're gonna go big.
Rob banks.
Don't just rob a 7-Eleven, like scam for 500 million.
Fuck a bank, do Fort Knox.
Yeah, like something like like
there's no gold there, dude.
Is that true? Remember when Trump came into office, he was supposed to go check out. He said, I want to go see Fort Knox and see if the gold's really there. And then I don't think he ever went.
Oh, wow. That's weird. He didn't follow through on his campaign promises. That's so unlike American.
I shouldn't have given Sousa
the most gold I've ever seen in my life.
I gave Sousa 82 miles an hour over the plate.
Melania's bathroom has more gold than Fort Knox.
America first, after everybody else.
I do love the different presidents, like when the Barack Obama point with like the little thumb pinch, and just the Trump, he's always like measuring a ruler in front of you. He's like stroking a ruler.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, sorry about your buddy.
My uncle, probably my uncle.
Yeah.
Oh man.
His name is Levon. It would have been amazing if his name was Savon.
Is the Armenian community small?
Very
Is
small.
that a joke, Hobart? That's fucked up, dude.
Very small.
Well, I don't know much about it.
After the genocide, there aren't very many left.
Very small and very tight. Do you know what I mean? Like just inbred not inbred like Somali inbred, but tight. You know what I mean?
Wide set eyes.
Like we don't go out of our way to fuck our cousins, but it happens. You know what I mean? Like
they drink.
There's a nonprofit in Colorado called the Armenians of Colorado Inc. It's a 5013 or C3. I ask questions because I don't know. Let's see.
You should not.
It says total population is around 8 million. That's not a lot.
No.
It's like LA.
Hey, if you wanted to teach every Chinese person how to speak Armenian, there's not enough Armenian people if they all became Armenian school teachers teaching English as a second language. That's how few Armenians are.
Well, and I see Wikipedia refers to the Armenian diaspora, and typically if you're referring to a diaspora, it is probably a persecuted people.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, wait, what was the word we used yesterday? I wanted to try to work it into...
Well, I've always known that, you've talked about your Armenian heritage, but I've never really spent time reading about it. So it's a little homework today.
What a good friend. He's digging in.
We're like the Jews, unstoppable, unkillable, and we pursue money at all costs.
Wow. sound like good people.
Great people.
Cool.
All right.
Yesterday, the Kardashians are Armenian?
Yes.
Damn. Are you related? Imagine if
I'm sure it's very close. If you go to Armenia, if you want to see just like fucking Kim Kardashians walking around everywhere, just go to Armenia, go to the capital. It's just big ass, big titted, thick black haired women everywhere. It's crazy.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like a terrible place.
Reality TV everywhere.
Yeah.
Man, if Spirit Airlines just flew there, they might have stayed in business.
Did you see? Did you see? Kanye did a tribute to Armenians. Kanye Armenian song on that giant globe thing he was dancing on.
Oh,
is this new?
I'm breaking through. I can't find.
No, that's not it. There was one he did that had like the Armenian, like, you know how like Mexicans drive by and you know that it's Mexican music because like it doesn't, their woofers don't go at all. They're like, you know what I mean? Just treble. Armenian music's recognizable like Mexican music, but I couldn't. Let me see. Let me try one more. Oh yeah, here it is. I think this is real. Maybe this is AI. Look at it. You're getting the Middle Eastern vibe, right? You get the vibe.
That's so cool.
They couldn't afford color for the Armenian song.
So many worries.
Oh, maybe this isn't Kanye. Maybe it's inspired by Kanye.
Oh, that's what it says at the top.
Oh shit!
I don't know. Either way, that's a cool stage.
Yeah, that's impressive.
I mean, Kanye, despite all of everything, makes great music.
Run away. Yeah.
I don't know what it is about the hip hop. I was talking to my 6:30 class about this a couple of weeks ago of like, because like a Diddy song came on and I was just like, God, it's so good. And I was like, I don't know what is up with the hip hop guys, because I mean, I almost said, well, and this is true. Like white people wouldn't know about R&B without R. Kelly. You know what I mean? Like his music was amazing and he did not turn out to be a good guy.
Look at Hobart, the guy who peed on girls he referenced, and the guy who wore the swastika shirt, and showering them with compliments.
That's the thing, and that's what I said.
Diddy party guy.
You don't know who you can listen to anymore. I mean, you turn on music and you're like, what did this guy do?
Depends on
You
the
know?
scene. I mean, if you're at a party, put on Diddy.
You know,
Yeah.
like next, like you're gonna find out like Rick Ross was, sewing people into a human centipede. Like I don't even know anymore.
Wow.
I know. He was a
Yeah.
parole officer.
Yeah.
Sevi would know. You hung out with him.
Yeah.
Or
I mean,
correctional
how-
officer.
See any human centipedes walking around his house?
How do you not like Diddy?
He bashed anything in bad boy wins.
God, so good.
Great music. I mean, it's like it's there's an inverse correlation between the music you put out and your level of moral squalor. Better the music, just the more morally depraved you are.
Hey, the Diddy thing was just
Makes
a
sense.
distraction.
You think that
just
was
a
all fake? It was all
Yeah,
a
all fake distraction.
From what? The war in Iran?
Sousa will let us know.
someone said Hobart's integrating.
Oh,
That's so
poor,
funny.
poor Hobart. Is that the real Marsden?
Yeah.
Marsden? He's uncut. I didn't know you were uncircumcised too, brother. One love.
Turtleneck tribe, baby.
Uncut. That's awesome. I had no idea. You fully look like you've been circumcised. That's crazy.
Why? Because he's a white guy.
Crazy. Yeah, I just like him more now. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
That should be the that's the first new hire under the well, I'll leave you out of
Did he?
that.
The
Sorry.
Armenian guy with the scam.
No. If I that's the first guy I would bring on.
The 2027 CrossFit Games sponsored by Matosian Solar Panels. Man.
I'm just trying to clone mulberry trees and passion fruit for my side hustle. Take one passion fruit and clone it into 100 and then sell them for $100 a pop.
Oh, where do I invest?
$100,000. Yours.
We're building a website now using with no AI slop.
No AI.
All right. Yesterday, Hobart hijacked the show
Did.
with all his star power. That was fucked up. We're not going to allow that today. We're not even going to let Hobart get started. Let's just see just for shits and giggles. Let's see the comments already. Is strength a part of fitness? Programming? Whose mother makes the best apple pie? When will swimming come back? Last man standing would be cool. I thought Guy was one of the strongest athletes. Vamos, Dave. That's like someone. That's like just Spanish love. Espanol, Mexican love for him. Will there be a marathon row this year? We are still at the point where Dave has to explain to the slowest and dumbest, in this case, the rudest among us. Okay, that sounds like Dr. Seuss. I sure hope you are bringing back swimming this year. Me too. Any plans on bringing swimming back? Oh, wow.
Jeez.
Any workouts or two that took years? The lack of strength testing in the open doesn't change who gets to the games. I understand that. Okay. Nice word salad. Sarah. I don't think women are allowed to throw stones from.
About word salads.
Yeah. Dave, any chance you consider programming a shooting event for the games? Oh, stop. Ready?
That's the go signal.
Here we go. 1.25 speed. James Hobart, Caleb Beaver, Matt Souza. Here we go.
Monday, May 8th.
Remember, we're going to be rating the show at the end. So, okay.
Yesterday it got a 10.
Yeah, it did. But that was before I listened to it. That kind of was unfair. A little bit.
My pen and paper ready.
Great show yesterday. Maybe the best ever. Can we have Hobart on more? Yeah. Yeah. Bruce becomes CEO and Hobart unlocks. I don't know about free speech, but he definitely got unlocked from the basement.
2026 week in review. Just had a SWAT team over San Luis Obispo.
Jeez, already MAGA.
Man,
I know, what a flex, huh? Yeah,
Make him
spot.
bigger. Full screen.
So, doing some training with them this morning. They've been over a number of times over the past few years. They gave me a cool skateboard deck with photos from when I've trained them, a little I love sniper rifles coffee mug.
Okay. I understand why Vindicate, who is now selling Sub on Podcast shirts pre-order for the games, I understand why he. Oh, nice. I understand why he sent my kids a skateboard, but why would the SWAT team give him a skateboard?
I feel like everyone in California skateboards. It's like isn't that like what you guys do? It's like a traditional greeting.
It's a cultural thing in California, isn't it?
Like, you just go, "What up, bro? Nice to see you," and then they give each other a skateboard.
Dude, in the 90s, now you hand him a mask. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, branded mask. LA SWAT.
With the photos on it.
Scrapbook style.
Them beating people who are outside their house during COVID. Yeah, this is crazy. Okay, can anyone explain this to me? I mean, that was a pretty good theory. It's just the California greeting card. Thank you. No.
I would say
I
it's
think
just easy to hang. You could hang it somewhere. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Generally, if you go somewhere and somebody takes time out of their day to train you, like you give them something in return. So it just
What
makes
is it?
sense.
But a skateboard to a Mexican guy who lives on fucking 100 acres of dust, who shoots guns all day. I mean, there's no.
Yeah, it's like a
skating?
silly. It's always a silly gift. It's just like something.
Okay.
Something novel, so that because everybody, you don't want to give somebody that. Oh, here's a patch. We gave you a patch from that one time you trained us. You got to come something better than that.
I like it. The silly thing. It's silly. It's supposed to be silly.
Yeah.
What does it say at the bottom? Is that anything in life worth doing is worth
Photo from
overdoing?
my-
Moderation is for cowards.
Logo,
Looks
times I've
good.
trained with them. So
Come on. Yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
That's sick.
Good call out.
Great gift. I give the gift an 8.5 out of 10.
Wow. Wow. No judgment from Hobart. Very open-minded. Everything gets a rating. Honey, he wakes up next to his wife every morning. He's like, today you're 7.4. Oh, God. Don't do it, Hobart. Don't rate your wife.
I feel like it's always a 10. If you're gonna do that.
Yeah. Hobart, is there anything in your life you give a 10 every day to?
My daily life, probably not a 10 all the time, but my daily life is pretty awesome. Like I don't have much bad to say about my day to day.
Is that a glass whiteboard behind you?
Yeah.
Are you at home?
I'm at the office.
Oh, wow. Bruce, he's doing a PR work for HQ right now.
It's before work hours.
But you're using the facility headphones.
No, these are mine.
That could be like stealing. Okay, fine.
I think actually you bought me these.
Oh, did I really?
I think you might have bought me this little setup when we used to do the news.
Oh God, I'm such a good dude.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
cool. Even a photo of Doug.
We used to do the news together.
A different guy, different time.
Cool little gift from my friends at San Luis Obispo Police Department. Sniper team, SWAT snipers, great guys. Enjoy working with them. That's a good time. This
Is
past
that
weekend,
how you pronounce it? San Luis Obispo? San Luis Obispo? How do you pronounce that?
San Luis Obispo.
Well, you just smash them all together. That makes you sound like cool. Yeah, it's San Luis Obispo.
San
I'll
Luis
say it like
Obispo.
that. It just
San Luis
it just hops over the.
I mean, we just call
problem.
it slow.
Yeah, that's what everyone I feel like called it slow. I was in slow, man.
San
Yeah.
Luis Obispo, according to Google. Oh, here we go. Glad you asked.
Can we get a phonetic on that one?
Here we go.
Phone a friend.
San Luis Obispo, California.
That's
Wow,
what Caleb said.
Sounds like
Wow.
a Chinese lady.
San Luis Obispo, California.
San Luis Obispo.
California.
San Luis Obispo, California.
San Luis
California.
I had this insane debate yesterday with Grok. I asked it what the 5 worst words you could say, most offensive words, and it gave them to me. And then I debated. I haggled out 2 of them.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Got
and I'm like, hey, I don't think that one's really. I don't think that one and that one.
Down happened in France, and it appeared to be a great event. A lot of
I think whore's a pretty offensive word,
Really?
and I couldn't convince it that that's a top 5-er. You don't think that's that's a
It
crazy?
just makes me think
thing.
of Step Brothers.
That's a
Boo,
crazy
you
thing.
whore.
That's a crazy thing to call someone.
A
Is
whore?
it as bad as
Yeah.
cunt?
They had cunt on the list. And I didn't haggle that one. I let that one stay.
Yeah, I'd agree. That one's bad.
I mean, the
Unless you're
hardness
Australian,
of
then
the
it's fine.
consonants makes it rough, right?
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, that's
I
interesting.
think that's part of it.
And there was, I'll tell you after the show, one that it had on there that I use on the show all the time that I couldn't even fucking believe that it was on the list. And it fought vehemently back with me.
Is it the other F word?
No, you won't even believe it. You won't even believe the word. You won't guess it.
Of new qualifiers to the game.
I don't use it much now, but there was a few months where it was up.
So that's that went well. Pretty much the last week and through the weekend, just doing a really deep dive into all the programming, and made a lot of progress getting it to a place where it's really coming together. It's coming together to be something unique and something special. So I'm incredibly excited about it. I've been programming off and on for the last.
I like how he looks around and a fly comes in and out, to show that he's in austere condition. He probably let that out. He probably had that fly like under a little glass like bowl.
Just
and
has
let
a
it out.
jar.
Yeah. Let it fly. Yeah.
His Altoid tin of flies.
Yes. Yeah. He's like, and there's like a few dead. He's like, fly through.
Altoid tin is so specific. It's like in his pocket.
Yeah, and he's like, he looks around like he's looking at the board where the shit's written down, the secret shit.
There's nothing over there. It's like just like clean up the goats at noon or something.
But he's really acting. No, not cocksuckers. No, cocksuckers isn't really. That's not.
I'm gonna take a guess at the one that it wouldn't let go later. I think I know it, and then if I do know it, I know more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I bet you can't guess it. But put it in the private chat. I want to see. Let me see if you're close.
You gonna test my spelling now?
No, this one's easy to spell. You're not.
Then I'm not. I'm not on. No, all right, then I was wrong.
You won't believe it. It's not even It's not. I said I think that's a term of endearment. It's like no, and it said it skyrocketed in the past couple of years as a really offensive word. I was shocked. Rafa said they're the hardest workouts he's ever done. Oh, a leak.
Pool Boy's rage baiting Taylor right now. He's trying to sniff him out of the comments. That's all he's doing. Don't fall into the trap.
Fall into the trap.
Have you met Rafa, James?
Oh yeah.
Do you like him?
A lot.
Yeah, he's exceptional human being, isn't he?
Great person. Great athlete. Yeah, we tested the team workouts together last year.
Who's the oh God, I can't believe I forget his name. Who's the Mexican guy who carries the leather book with all the workouts in it? Good looking, really fit. He's always
works for CrossFit.
Yeah.
Lucas,
yeah. Shit, I can't believe I forgot Lucas's name. Yeah, he's like Lucas but talks.
Yeah, Lucas is pretty stoic, but also very fit.
Very fit. No, come on. Not even no. Come on. Not even obvious. Close.
Yeah, Ralph's a dude for sure.
He's great.
He is. Few months bringing ideas.
It is a little weird that it's three Mexicans who are like the main people in the programming of the games, and then one weird Canadian dude.
Why isn't it weird that it's just 3 dudes or 4 dudes?
And 3 dudes and a girl.
Why isn't it 3 dudes and 1 Canadian?
Yeah, 3. It could be. You're right.
We need more representation.
And
Rafa's never tan though. Lucas and Dave get tan. Rafa's like a vampire Mexican. He's like pretty.
Oh yeah,
he's pretty white. You know what I mean?
That. No, I don't.
Oh.
Kind of laying stuff out, but really the last 2 weeks I've been dedicating 2 to 3 hours every night, every day, at different times of day, and through the weekend, into really just dialing it all in. And a lot of tweaks, a lot of changes, but I think it's getting to a place that I feel really happy about.
His eyes get all squinted and shit, and you can see like the gears are turning, and he's like, it's like Beautiful Mind in his head when he's talking about the games workouts. They're all like just crossing each other and shit.
He's like, do I put the
so when is he going to have
one or the bike, or which machine goes where?
Oh yeah.
Where do I put the cable flies?
Is the stepper go first or does it go last? How do we?
Yeah. Yes, Caleb.
When does he have a psychotic break?
He already did.
Permanently.
Yeah.
That was deep, dude.
Well, that's the movie. A Beautiful Mind is that the dude has a psychotic break and then he just starts living in like this schizophrenic world.
Like a shed.
Yeah, the shed.
I mean,
this is
a
a
lot like
shed,
halfway
dude.
there.
It's coming along. And when I'm looking around, I'm looking at the programming. I have.
That's what he wants me
thank
to
you.
believe.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Dave. We had no idea.
You were right. You were right, Dylan.
Damn.
Bunch of whiteboards. I have a whiteboard there, whiteboard there, whiteboard there, whiteboard there. I wasn't actually use a whiteboard in the back, but that's in the shot, so I'm not going to use that. I have a whiteboard here I'm also going to use. So I write stuff out. Different colors mean different things, and then I erase things, and this board means one thing. That board has the movements in isolation. This board has a different view of all the movements and the modalities. That view has something I can't talk about.
But wow, that board has something I can't talk about. But Mayhem was programmed in an hour. Dave with all this effort, Dave could have programmed the games 200 times.
So I actually, Rich reached out to me after that.
Oh wow, I love you, Rich Froning. We gotta have Rich back on, Sousa.
Yeah, you should. And he said they did program in an hour. So,
but it took him 45 minutes for you to do a couplet.
Yeah, it's a different time. He's refined his skills for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
hearing Dave describe the setup in his, I think Caleb might be right. He's like, I got a whiteboard there, and you're like, Dave, you're not pointing at anything. You know, like I'm actually a little worried. Should you drive down and check on him?
I wouldn't be like, you could be shot at the gate.
Yeah, to say you don't want to break into that place.
Yeah, it's possible.
That part's not a joke. Everything else been a joke, not that part.
This has everything, and the system feels good right now. I feel good about it, and it's coming along well, and I'm excited about it. Let's jump into comments.
Mason Mason uncut. It's just uncut Mason. Can you change that to uncut Mason? Dave talks like he has a word count goal for an essay. It's a performance. It's a performance. It's a theatrical performance.
Anthony T-Pod 2259. Have you ever thought about doing a poll with the fans to see what type of max lift should be done at the games? Also, that's so awesome you put Hobart in charge of the Garage Affiliate program. We've done polls a few.
What the fuck?
I'm leaving the show.
What the fuck? Did we know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Man. That's so good.
Job security. Just say yes. Of course, I'm in charge.
Well,
of
here's the news. No Garage Affiliates. I canceled. No,
no. After that guy that called in yesterday.
No, I know.
Yep.
And I sent him.
Yep.
I sent him a little DM, man. What a good dude.
We know.
I'm not in charge of that.
No, Caleb and I are putting it together. He said it right away.
Mm-hmm.
I knew you're a little too into that garage gym, Colin.
Yeah, that was
interesting. Very interesting.
Hey, and Hobart just got a nod. This show is going to be over in 8 today.
Times we voted on. Actually, when we did double DT or heavy DT, we gave the fans a choice to pick which one it was going to be. I think it was double DT or heavy DT. And then the following year, we did the opposite version. We've also done it a couple times in the open where they get to pick the final workout. For a max lift, we've never done that. Could we? Even when you take a look at the lift, like what it plays in the bigger picture of all the programming is very specific in terms of like if there's a bunch of cleans elsewhere, you might not see the max lift be a clean. It's probably going to be a snatch. So there's a lot of consideration. So not
so
really to that point.
Games.
It could be done.
Yes.
But
yes,
that's one of the
reasons
reasons why it has not, because
yes, he just leaked it.
I got it.
It's definitely being considered with everything else that's being programmed. At Chase Reeves 11, hey Dave, what's your thoughts with the Reebok logo on the floor of the French Throwdown like the old days of the games? Was wondering, has CrossFit ever thought about having an automatic spot for the following game season if you finish first on the podium in the Indie division? We did that for a few years after the 07 games. I think up until 10 or 11, we had where if you won, you had an automatic bid. But I like it. I like it where it's part of a season and it's part of starting over. Just like, the NBA champion and the NFL Super Bowl champion, they don't get any buys or a pass just because they won. Same sort of.
Do you think that the person who won the game should get an automatic?
No, I like that they have to go through the qualifying season because I also think it makes like repeat wins really or podium finishes really impressive. More
Do you
impressive.
boys agree?
Yep, I agree. It starts over, clean slate as soon as it's done.
I don't know. I kind of liked when they could just go straight to semifinals at least.
Mm.
Yeah, because I remember when they did they also did a season where they did like a quarterfinals by, and I was a recipient of that in 2010. I didn't have to compete at whatever that mid level was, and I feel like I would have trained harder and done more to like assess if I had like an intermediary competition. So I like it.
I like when their spot didn't count to the games. So like at Hopper, like he would have went to French Throwdown, got first place and qualified, and then he didn't count as like a qualifying game spot. Like they let him go and they go to the person. I liked that. I like that.
Interesting.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Oh, that's really cool. They did that.
Yeah, I mean you had to in the
sorry,
Central
we did
East,
that.
you had to in the what was the was it Central East? Or
It kind of makes sense in Central East, but I think in nowadays where you have athletes traveling so much, I don't know.
It's kind of cool because it gives the champion a special power, which is kind of cool, which makes where they go more valuable. Nowadays, these guys would just auction off them where they're going. Hopper would just go wherever paid them.
Oh well.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, me too.
Thing. You have to start the season and you have to earn it and you have to prove that you're capable of getting to the games and then excelling at the game. So I'm not a fan of the legacy free.
Wow, the skateboard deck made it in the title.
Damn.
Spot, but it is something that could be like the Masters, but that's also not as physical as this. So it's obviously an incredible sporting achievement, athletic to win the Masters. Obviously, I'm not.
He just shit on the Masters. I'm pretty sure.
I think he's talking about Masters golf.
He's backtracking.
Oh.
Games, but I'm saying the physical demands.
Nope, he wasn't.
Demands are a lot different than the physical demands for the games.
I don't think that's true. Let's drag this out for 3 weeks. Get in the comments. I don't think the physical demands for the regular athletes is more than the physical demands for the Masters relative to the fact that the Masters have to take Metamucil to shit.
I think he's talking about golf, but it would be.
No, he said the games.
It would be more physical. I thought he said in comparison to you, but it'd be more physically demanding if we just had them do Gwen for every workout, and then it would be the best, most demanding games ever.
Almost made it through the episode.
No, I had to. One more. I gotta hold a grudge,
And Dan Guerrero, Dave, your walk around SAP. Please remember that yards are not meters. Don't make the same embarrassing, uncharacteristic mistake twice. I didn't measure the first time for what you're talking about. At William Blood, and
so that was Dan kind of being a dick, but then padded it.
Uncharacteristic.
Yeah. Game out.
I caught that too in that video, the Clue video that was absolutely brilliant and beautiful of Dave walking around SAP on Barack Obama Boulevard. He at one time got feet and yards switched up.
The measurements I'm doing there, let me say this, the measurements I'm doing at SAP aren't for actual measurements for the event. They're for just kind of understanding of distances and understanding of, here, if we leave the venue and we run down Barack Obama and we run to the end of the road, it's roughly 400 meters. I wasn't trying to have precise measurements on that. At William Blood 2553, hello, Dave, with Memorial Murph coming soon. Was curious if you complete as prescribed or partition the workout. If you partition, what is the rep scheme you use? Excited for the 20th anniversary games and good luck with programming. So for the past 2 or 3 years, I've done Murph with my daughter, and I think when she was a freshman in high school, we started doing that, and we share the work. And so it's been fun and a cool way to do it. And I'll probably do it with her this year. I'll do it with her this year that way.
So today I'm going to do 100 air squats, 100 pull-ups, and 100 push-ups with the 20-pound vest. And I was kind of doing the math yesterday on how long it might take me to do Murph on Monday. It could take me 2 hours. It could take me 20 minutes to do the first mile, 20 minutes for the push-ups, 20 for the pull-ups, 20 minutes for the air squats, 20 minutes for the second mile.
So be it.
Okay, fine.
I mean,
I don't like Caleb on this show anymore when we talk about Murph.
Yeah.
This is the first time in 5 years I haven't liked Caleb.
Pack some
Can I
of
drink
your,
water?
gummies.
No.
Pack your creatine gummies.
Yeah. Can I drink water? No. Caleb doesn't understand CrossFit, Hobart. He thinks it's about suffering.
I don't know if hero workouts fall into the same category as like our general prescription of, the variance, the intensity. I mean, they do to some extent, but I think they're a little bit less about that.
All right, you're off the show too. Kayla, next week we do Dave Castro Week in Review. Just me and you, Susan.
So
Emma
and we
said,
partition and
asked
we
if
share
you're
the-
crawling the mile.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I am.
working. Actually, I think we did the 5-10, or we do. You can knock it out however you want. I think that's how we did it. And then one year we did do 100, 200, 300. Yeah, so we've mixed it up. At Greg CTN, Dave, Syndicate Crown released their semifinal workouts program by JR Howell. Can you review, provide opinion, and hire JR to program the games? Thank you, sir.
Who said that?
That's my
JR
ghost account.
Turner. Yeah.
Way to throw JR under the bus. You guys are fucking idiots.
No, I have not reviewed. I'm not going to provide opinion, and I don't know JR that well. And I think, I mean, I've heard great things about him, but he's definitely not. I'm not definitely not hiring him to program the games at this point. Maybe down the road, that's something that could happen. At Rob.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Wow. That's big. That's big. That's big.
Oh, should I wear a helmet when I do Murph?
Probably.
Just a soft one in case you tip over.
Yeah. Now Dave won't do it since someone else suggested it. Yeah, you fucking idiots. Be a little slyer. Fucking idiot.
Southerns. Response to last week's comments mentioning Julie not becoming the champ due to one workout mishap. In 2022, there were 13 scored events. Tia got 23rd place points from the event 3 skill speed medley because she couldn't do 75 unbroken single unders. Even with that mishap and major penalty, she went on to win the games with a 130-point lead over second place Mal. And
I will tell you this. This is some Julie Fouché 1 point thing. But I will tell you this. Last year at the games, we were doing the podcast on the sideline, which was a great honor. Never been done before. Really fucking cool. And at one point, Dave came over and fully engaged JR in some question about the event. Do you remember that?
No.
Not you. Souza.
I don't.
And while he fully engaged JR, John Young interrupted and just started blabbering some fucking crazy shit. And I was just like, holy fuck, dude. Like, let JR and Dave have that fucking moment, dude. Like, don't you see what's happening here?
No.
And Dave just walked away. Dave just walked away. As soon as that happened, Dave just walked away. Like,
He does do that at the games a lot. That's
holy fuck, dude. Like, I was so excited. I saw like the stars aligned. You know what I mean? For a second, like sparks flying, and they were staring into each other's eyes. 2 Mexican guys.
Mm-hmm. And then the fat friend came over and totally cock blocked.
Yeah, he got caught. He got so cock blocked.
She has a boyfriend.
177 over third place Laura. Furthermore, Danielle Brandon took last place, 0 points last year, and still made it to 4th overall. Correct. At Renee Pate, what do you
It's like he's checking someone's math homework, not responding to questions. I love Danielle Brandon.
think of the re-implemented presidential fitness test? Do you think the CrossFit affiliates or coaches could get involved in helping schools administer the new presidential fitness standards? I don't know what the standards are. I didn't look at, in addition to all the programming I don't look at, I didn't look at that either. So I don't know what it is. Maybe I'll take a look at that. Do you think CrossFit affiliates or coaches could get involved and help?
My son just did the presidential fitness exam.
What was it?
I forget, but one of them was push-ups. And and do you know how pathetic the standard is for push-ups? And it's some lady giving him the test who has no idea about push-ups or like fucking anything. Oh yeah, he ran a mile.
Oh no, there's a nice website on whitehouse.gov/fitness.
He did the 1 mile run or 20-meter pace or beep test. Oh, I should have had him do the beep test.
Beep test. The fitness cramp pacer test is.
But the push-ups were ridiculous. It was just like all you had to do was go like to parallel. Do you know what I mean? Like you didn't even have to touch your chest. And the max you could max out was 50. If my kid did it like that, he could do 500.
How old is he?
11.
So targets for 11. Right angle push-ups is only 27 reps. Pull-ups is 6. Mile is 730.
Yeah, she didn't tell him any of those things either. It's so funny. He goes, how many should I do? I'm like, just do 20. Get this fucking thing over with. And he just banged out 20, cock and chest to the ground. Fucking ridiculous.
The website's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Let me see
Yeah,
this.
it's nice.
Sanders again, 732 mile. He ran like a 10 something. Right angle push-ups. He didn't do pull-ups. That's interesting. He could do pull-ups forever.
I think it's or. These are all.
Oh, that's crazy. He didn't have a choice.
What's a curl up?
That's a sit-up.
Yeah. And what's a plank? 119. He didn't have those choices. I wonder if the ones on the right are for girls.
No, it was a
No,
toggle.
you can. There's a toggle. Yeah, there's a little toggler.
Caleb has it on the
Oh,
board.
yeah. Let me see girls. Wait, go back to boys again. Do boys have to do less sit-ups? No. Everything's more. Oh, let me see the mile time for boys.
732.
It's the same for girls, or is this boys?
No, I think
This
girls
is
was
boys.
like 906 or something when you click on
902.
902.
Wow.
That is a quick mile for an 11-year-old. That's cool.
That's what I thought
Yeah.
too. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, 12 doses says it's a little aggressive. I think so as well.
Well, good.
Yeah, that is cool. It's good. It's back. Thank you, Trump. Which president got rid of the presidential fitness test based on the fact that it made kids feel bad?
Carter.
Whoever killed Kennedy.
Barack Obama got rid of the presidential fitness test because they said it made kids feel bad. And I'm going to tell you, I don't think they should have got rid of it, but it did make kids feel bad. Here's one it made feel really bad.
I felt bad.
Every year, I had to do it with the girls. I had to do the flex arm hang and all the boys did pull-ups, and it was just me in line with the girls.
And now look how good you are at strict pull-ups.
I know, crazy, right? Yeah,
Wow.
crazy. Yeah, fuck you guys.
Schools administer it. Sure. I mean, on a local level, I don't think we're going to come from the top.
And I learned how to do pull-ups while I was high on MDMA. High as fuck.
Hell yeah.
High as
Wow.
So
fuck.
just in case anybody can't do a pull up, just take some MDMA.
That's the real reason his Murph's going to take 2 hours. Well, I laid under the mulberry tree for about 45 minutes and, just stared at a pineapple for an hour.
I was naked in the backyard, high on ecstasy, while another man was naked behind me, squeezing my lats, telling me to flex my lats.
What is this, the Garden of Eden?
Yeah, I guess so.
Son of a bitch, I'm in.
Sevon, are you sure you don't have a vagina? Could be one under my ball sack. I try to stay away from that area.
Up and mandate that or anything like that. So I think it is a good option for affiliates to try to get involved with schools and helping them administer it. ML Reynolds, 21. NASCAR will be at the Naval Base Coronado June 9th.
Were you fat kid, Hobart?
No.
Oh, so you did do well on the presidential fitness exam? You were just saying that so I'd have camaraderie?
I didn't get the blue patch. I got the second place patch. What was the thing I was bad at? I was probably bad at running then because I still suck at it.
It's hard when you don't have ankles.
Yeah, I'm like a Lego. The legs just flex at the hip.
19th and 21. Any plans on attending? I know Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has visited the games before. No, I'm not going to that. Yeah, Ricky was a pretty hardcore CrossFitter. I haven't talked to him in a few years, so I don't know if he still does, but I'm not going. At NJS.
Who's Ricky? Is that a NASCAR driver?
Yeah. Yep.
That's
Stenhouse
crazy.
Jr.
That's crazy that I guessed that just by his first name, Ricky.
Well, he did also say that they were talking about NASCAR. So
I wasn't listening. Don't ruin my story.
Sorry.
Not being able to miss essentials. SabbathEssentials.com. Only skincare products my wife uses. Not being able to do pull-ups during the presidential test growing up. Why I started CrossFit. Wanted to prove to myself I could. I can do a strict muscle up now. Dang.
Wow.
Wait, this is actually a skincare company?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She makes all the shit herself. It's pretty crazy. She grows all the shit in her garden that she
Oh
puts
my
in her
God.
stuff.
Cassandra will love this.
Yeah.
It's great shit.
It's great shit.
My wife is such a hippy dippy woo woo.
Nice. Mine too.
In a good way. It's a good thing.
Yes.
That was just a cool site.
Construction 4188. Who's a better mover, Hobart or Rich?
Oh my God. Two
What the hell?
Hobart
Hey.
references this week.
Are we betting what he says?
Well, we already know he's going to say Hobart. because he can't say anything nice about Rich.
I mean, I do think his ability to lift more though kind of gives him a little bit of an edge. I do think that matters.
Do you think he does a history lesson call out? Like when I first watched Rich, he was one of the people that moved really well, and I knew he was going to be good at CrossFit. And then he'll circle back to Hobart being a better mover.
Rick moves well. I would say he's a little bit toesy in some of his movements, but I do think like as far as CrossFit Games athletes goes, and because he can, he snatched 300 and did he overhead squat in 2014?
He won the games like 1, 2.
Yeah, I do think those
3,
elements give him a pretty big edge on this, like the application of the movement. So I'm not selling myself short. I'm just saying like
Rich is the king of range of motion too.
When we have this discussion, he has good range. I'm kidding. He has good range of motion.
He's the king, dude.
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, I think it's important for the community when we have these discussions about movement quality. At some point, you have to take into account movement quality, add intensity, and loading. Anyway, that was it. Just trying to put the coaching hat on.
Would you take in injury then too?
No.
Okay. Who's a better mover, Caleb, Hobart or Rich?
I think Hobart.
Souza?
Well, I'm going with Rich.
Hobart?
Well, I'm never gonna not vote on myself, so me.
Okay.
Wow. Can't believe you said that.
Rich Froning, the greatest mover of all time when you talk about Hobart.
Rich would probably said you. So.
Listen, all those videos that Hobart's in, we asked Rich to do them and he just couldn't do them. He was busy that week.
He was too busy. Yeah. So he sent me.
More garage gym talk and no more Gwen. Love the weekend reviews. Thank you.
Wait.
Hobart is a better mover, I believe. At Rambler 59.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Clip it, Jenny. Clip it, Jenny.
He just went straight for the kill shot, huh?
Yeah.
100. Dave, have you ever planned a King of the Hill or last one standing event for the games? I'm thinking of separate machines with a ruck, do the step challenge, and the last person gets 100 points. Then someone said, then the real Kevin 87 said, whoever wins gets punished by doing more work. You could be the first out and stay the freshest for the rest of the competition. It's the same reason there's not AMRAPs programmed at the games. His first point is spot on those type of events. And even when you look at some of the speed clean or some of those tests where you've had to advance, where there's been like a surface level, then you advance to the next.
Wait,
then you advance
what
to
was
the third.
his first point? I was still just basking in my own glory. Hold on. What was his first point?
I have no problem going back.
Last man standing.
But he said his first point was like spot on. I heard the last
King of the Hill or last one standing event for the games. I'm thinking of separate machines with the ruck, do the step challenge, and the last but I'm not going. At NJSB Construction 4188, who's a better mover, Hobart or Rich? More garage gym talk and no more Gwen. Love the weekend reviews. Thank you. Hobart is a better mover, I believe. At Rambler 5900, Dave, have you ever planned a King of the Hill or last one standing event for the games? I'm thinking of separate machines with the ruck, do the step challenge, and the last person gets 100 points. Then someone said, then the real Kevin 87 said, whoever wins gets punished by doing more work. You could be the first out and stay the freshest for the rest of the competition. It's the same reason there's not AMRAPs programmed at the games. His first point is spot on those type of events. And even when you look at,
I think he meant second point.
Some of the speed clean or some of those tests where you've had to advance, where there's been like a surface level, then you advance to
elimination events, Dave.
The next, then you advance to a third. Even in those, we have to play with the loading and the volume to not punish those too much who advance too far to where advancing is unfair in the amount of work you do. And that's what this person's basically describing to what you're saying is the last King of the Hill, last one standing. I think it's got a place as an exhibition. It's got a place in competition, but not for the CrossFit Games, because the people, especially if the last man standing is incredibly grueling, there could be someone who does a lot more work than the people who are out in the beginning. And then he makes this comment, the real Kevin 87 says, same reason there's not AMRAPs programmed at the games. That's not true. That's not the reason we don't program AMRAPs. And actually we have very infrequently, I'll program an AMRAP in. And we did Mary a few years ago. We did that in Madison. And typically I don't program AMRAPs, not for why you stated it, but for it's not a great visual for the fans when everyone's working because you don't see someone finish. But in the way we laid out Mary that way, it kind of, the first, I think 10 rounds you did on one side, then the next 10 rounds, or then there was a second rig for the final 5 rounds. I think that's what it was.
I'm going to say something that might be really stupid, and I'm perfectly okay if I get prolapsed. What's the difference between an AMRAP and a time cap? because you think of, was it Cal Su that they did at NorCal that year, and Colton was the only one who finished it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so
But
you could
when
say
you have
that
the incentive to finish, the other one, it doesn't matter how fast or slow you go, you're still going to work out for the same amount of time.
It's very well said.
but there is some place where they kind of cross over, right? AMRAP's not.
Effectively, yes, but I think even when there's time caps at places like the games, semifinal competitions, the goal is to not have people hit the time cap, but they do need a time cap just for the realities of moving the competition along. But Suze right for sure.
Okay, thank you, Matt.
And so that at least showed some progression. So the main reason AMRAPs are not in the games as often as you would think, or as often as maybe, or I don't program often, is because of the visual and because it doesn't show and lay out a good race, usually. At EDAICF, hey Dave, question about programming. Why don't you ever look at other people's programming? I'm curious if you avoid it intentionally, like you don't want it to influence your style, or if you just haven't thought about it. Seems like it could be useful for picking up trends and seeing what the community is gravitating towards. Thanks for everything you do. The main reason I don't look at programming is because I'm incredibly critical of and usually negative towards what I see. Because I look at programming with...
Oh, shit. That's the exact same thing reason Taylor gave for why he's stopping Shut Up and Scribble as a programming review show. He can't look at it in any way except with negativity. He comes at it with like, hey, I can do everything better. That's interesting. He just said that last week on the show.
I think that's I don't know. That's a reason, I guess. That's a reason somebody could have, sure.
The main reason I don't look at programming is because I'm incredibly critical of and usually negative towards what I see. Because I look at programming with such a lens of analyzing it and picking it apart. I do that with my own programming. I do that to my own programming. Whenever I program an event or the open or anything, I'm like really diving into it and trying to, on an individual basis, tear it apart in terms of how it plays into the whole picture. And so whenever in the past, in the very few infrequent times I have looked at programming, I'm super critical. And even when I go to these events and I see things and how I'm like, that's wrong, that's stupid. And so it's not fun for me to look at this stuff, especially with I don't enjoy it because I'm so critical of it. And that's one of the reasons why I don't stay at events that long. Like when I go to events, I'm there, I'll see fans, I'll talk to community members, I'll talk to fans is a horrible word to use in this context. I'll talk to the community, I'll talk to fans of the sport. I don't mean fans of me. I'll talk to the community, I'll talk to affiliate members, I'll talk to athletes, I'll talk to people running it, but I don't like engaging in the actual sport of it or the layouts because usually I'm really critical of that. And it's not fun for me. And I don't want to always be in this negative headspace with this stuff. And so I stay away from the programming.
Hey, he's describing how he is at the games too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean Dave is like that with his own stuff.
Yeah, he's going bonkers at the games.
Yeah.
I'll give you some time to put your thoughts together here, Hobart.
No, that was it. I was just thinking about I do think analyzing like CrossFit.com or a gym's programming is very different than analyzing and programming for an event.
Go on.
That was it. I don't know what the Shut Up and Scribble guys, do they only do event analysis?
I think that they do a lot of events, and I felt like Taylor felt like he wasn't able to do it constructively, and he was just being negative all the time, like that's stupid or that's stupid, and he's just like, hey, I don't want to do that. I need to take a break from that. We're just ass pounding people.
Yeah, that's fair. And I think you can do that with event programming more than you would just like day-to-day get fitter CrossFit GPP programming.
It's like I'm not buying. It's like, hey, don't buy beer when you go to the store and you won't drink it when you go home. Kinda.
For that reason, because I don't want to like dive into it and start picking it apart like I do. And that's a me problem. That's like a flaw of the way I look at this stuff. But I've been doing it for so long and I've been doing it for 20 years and pretty much, I do that continuously to my stuff. It's impossible for me not to do it to others, people's stuff. And it's also, again, I'm going to reiterate this, not fun and also not something I want, not fun to be doing that, to be looking at programming and picking it apart. I don't need more CrossFit in my life. I need to be able to disconnect and step away from that. I spend so much time on this, looking at it and thinking about it, that when I do have spare time or time to do other things, I'm not doing it with more CrossFit. So that's the main reason why I don't like looking at programming, is because I don't look at it like you do. I don't look at it like a casual fan does. I look at it from a very different place, and it's very critical and not fun for me. And I just start diving into it, and it's tremendous amount of work, and just so that's why
I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
I respect that.
I stay away from it. But I will.
A few weeks ago or a couple months ago, Brian Friend was being critical of Dave, saying that he doesn't have his heart in CrossFit anymore, and that he has too many other hobbies, and he's selling olive oil and making leather, and it was like some sort of like hey, he's clearly not into it. And then I think James Sprague kind of picked up on that when he had James Sprague on the show the other day. James, he was interviewing James. James goes, "Hey, do you ever feel like you're spread too thin?" And I think this couches it in a more realistic perspective. Like, hey, when you're thinking about CrossFit 80 hours a week, it's nice to get a fucking break.
Yeah.
And he's not thinking about it the way like we are. Like, it's just fun. Like, he's actually having to produce. Do you know what I mean? There's a big difference between producing shit and sitting back and throwing rocks. Way bigger difference.
Yeah, for sure. Or just participating in it, not passively, but in a small amount.
Yeah.
Intermittently.
I also think that it's probably more beneficial to what he does produce in CrossFit by having alternative things outside of it.
Yes.
Because that's going to inspire creativity. It's going to give your mind a little time to like digest everything. And then, the more range you have on different stuff that you do, when you come back to it, you're able to like cross-pollinate across these different things that inspire a lot of creativity, I think.
Yeah, especially if you have a foundation. I noticed this with coaching. Like, once I had a strong grasp of the foundations of coaching, I definitely learned a lot more about coaching by not coaching CrossFit classes.
Mm-hmm. Or if you go and take jujitsu,
or taking
back, like
taking lessons from other teachers. Yeah.
I'm teaching my kids how to juggle a soccer ball now, and it's so fascinating how obvious it is that the brain needs time off to process. Because the first session, they can't even juggle a ball 2 times, and then you give them a 1 hour break or a 2 hour break, and they come back and they don't even look like the same kids. All of a sudden, they're getting 3s and 4s, but just from the break. Sometimes you just it doesn't help to just keep beating your head into a brick wall.
There's a lot of really interesting research around why we need boredom for that very reason, and like the constant need to like be stimulated or engaging with something, especially non-long form content, hurts our ability to learn things, and because it doesn't ever give us an actual moment off to like process and sit and think and remember and let your brain do whatever the heck a brain does. That's really interesting that you notice that.
I heard the other day, not worded exactly like this, but that boredom is the antecedent to creativity, and that if you don't experience boredom, you will not be creative. You will not be creative. Boredom's such a bullshit word too, by the way. There's like, whenever my kids use that word, I'm like, hey, you don't even know what that means. And they always look at me like, oh fuck, you're right.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's like a placeholder for some bullshit.
Yeah.
Seems like.
And how could you have a penis and ever be bored?
Exactly.
Could be useful for picking up.
That's the first time Caleb's engaged with the show right there. He's like, what?
Because he thought of the Batwing, man. That's what
he's like. He's like, can the camera see? I thought the camera could only see my torso.
Squirrel jumping on a trampoline. That's what he just was like, bam, got it.
And seeing what the community is gravitating towards. Just that, I think I accomplished through, to a large degree throughout the history of us. We are the trend, and we are kind of setting the tone for what people gravitate towards. But putting that aside, keeping up with athletes and seeing what they're capable of, and also seeing what athletes through testing do, is the way that I accomplish that aspect. At KNJGWB, what is the longest you ever sat on a workout? I mean, what is the longest you waited to execute a workout that you had in your head but could not run until the time was right? Years. There's been stuff that years have been planned out for. Like, we're going to do this 3 years from now. So long time. At Jacob Matthews.
So I hear a question like that, And like, I get it. This is a CrossFit show and all that. And I don't have a problem with the question. But right then I think fucking there's a fire that started yesterday morning in Los Angeles that's burning thousands and thousands of acres and is about to fucking wipe out fucking ruin thousands of people's lives. And we're talking about how he's been sitting on workouts for
Yeah.
I don't know, it just sometimes it gets a little weird.
More. Dave, I love you, but you keep making this mistake. Why do you consistently cite capacities athletes develop outside a test you program and has evidence that your test measured those capacities? For example, you point to Colton's 500-pound back squat as proof that strength was tested in this year's open, even though strength was never tested and wasn't required to perform well. This is a failure in reasoning. Athletes can't spontaneously sort themselves by their true fitness. It depends on your tests, the workout you program.
Do you see what this guy's doing?
I'm already lost on the question. I don't even know what he's. Yeah.
Basically, the argument is this: someone said, "Hey, you didn't test strength," and Dave goes, "It doesn't matter. We got the strong people." And someone's like, "No, you didn't. Like, how do you know?" And he's like, "Well, because the guy who won the fucking Open won the fucking strength event at the games last year." And this guy is now saying that that's flawed reasoning.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a conflation. If that dude's hyper focused on the fact that you didn't test it this year, it's interesting. I think that guy's being too myopic to understand what's going on, but he's saying that, but that Dave is the one with the flawed reasoning. Go ahead.
I think what people want Dave to say about the Open is that we didn't exclusively test strength. You know, like everything was a mixed modal workout. Everything had multiple elements of, our 10 general fitness skills. And to some extent they test strength. But I think what people didn't like is that we didn't specifically or exclusively test strength in the Open.
The thing is what are they going to do when they gate the workout and they have something at the end that's really heavy for the athletes, and then the rest of the audience is then going to complain, "Hey, you made this workout and I really wanted to lift heavy, but you put it in a place where I couldn't get to it." I mean, there's always going to be a fucking complaint, always.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, just always. And hey, and there's no question on whether strength is relative or not. It's all relative to the field.
Unless you
and the vast majority of athletes participating in the Open are masters. So what do they think? And like, hey, before you even make a comment like that, I can't even fucking assess what you're saying unless I know how old you are and what your max lifts are, to put it in relative of. I was talking to someone the other day and they were telling me that the Open was too easy, and then I'm like, "What did you get in the semifinals?" And they're like, 4th. listen, fucknut. Like, I don't know if I trust your assessment.
I actually thought the final Open workout was the hardest workout of the entire series of all the online stuff, for sure. But that doesn't have to do with strength. I don't necessarily think it means you tested strength in the Open if a guy who did very well in the Open is also very strong. There is a conflation there, because he could be strong and also have multiple other fitness qualities that he's very good at, which Colton does. And only those could have been tested or primarily tested in the Open.
What's interesting about that final workout is it had the Gwen component where we realized very quickly that strategy was going to be hugely instrumental in the top 1,000 for the top 1,000 athletes, but without making it obvious like Gwen.
I mean, I think the Open was a
Do you get
test.
what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying by that? Like, if you came out hard, you're fucked. And a lot of people didn't know that.
For sure. But it doesn't necessarily mean, like, I don't think the criticism lobbed is, I don't think we tested strength in a way that a lot of people want strength to be tested in the Open. And I think for those of us who liked the Open programming or would have programmed it the same, our argument is that, well, you still need to be strong to do well in the Open. And not everyone agrees on that.
Why not just say, yeah, we didn't test strength this year. Who cares? Go fuck yourself. I'm not opposed to that, Vigilante.
But also,
we
I'll say this. When it comes to CrossFit, when you look at if you really buy into all the 10 general physical skills are equal and you need all of them, then we don't need to test strength in and of itself or by itself. And that leads to this like derivation of arguments where, well, if we're going to only test strength or focus on strength, then we need to have a workout that only tests coordination. We need to have a workout that only tests metabolic or stamina. So there is sort of like this, like, I don't know, this like crazy reductive argument that comes from it. We didn't test strength in like a standalone capacity. I don't see anything wrong with that.
You know
That's what everyone's arguing about. I got to plug in my laptop.
You know what he should do to fuck those people? Do a Max Turkish get up. Oh, you want to do Max? There you go. And it has to be done with the barbell.
Oh, did you see that video Rios filmed?
I was going to say that video is crazy.
That guy's been on the podcast, right?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Next year, Max Turkish get up with a barbell. That'll be the strength test. Fucking jokers.
Program a workout that separates athletes according to strength, then both weak and strong athletes can succeed. Fitness includes strength, therefore your test should include this as it has in the past. Then at Fit Grandpa said, people are saying his programming excludes athletes with a strength bias. Dave is pointing out that this is not the outcome. This is not a failure of logic.
Yes.
At Jacob Matthew Seymour, at Fit Grandpa, what people? Also, how can his programming exclude a strength bias athlete if it never tested strength? You said a lot there. At the end of the day, if you look at the Open, did anybody not advance who deserved or needed to advance? Who are the fittest people alive? Is anything wrong with the leaderboard when we're trying to find the fittest people alive to advance to the next stage? I could say the leaderboard is actually indicative exactly of who needs to advance and who are the fittest people out there. The leaderboard has at the top, without a dedicated strength test, as you're suggesting, a clear list of the best CrossFit athletes out there. Their strength in isolation doesn't need to be tested in the Open to test their strength in fitness and those that are the strongest amongst the best, amongst the fittest. I don't care about these outliers who are strong CrossFitters but not fit. If you're a really strong CrossFitter and not fit, you shouldn't be where on that leaderboard where the top 0.01, 0.2, 0.0, 0.5, 0.5% fall out. Basically what I'm saying is that unless you can prove to me who was left out from quarterfinals or from semifinals because of the programming, leaving out an isolated test of strength, you can't point anyone out who was left out, because if they were, they don't have the fitness or the capacity to advance. Now, with a large number of people at that stage, that's my thoughts on an isolated strength test with limited number of tests. Once you get the fittest isolated and the fittest categorized, specifically at semifinals or even especially at the games, then amongst that cohort, so this is what you need to understand here, amongst that cohort, testing strength and testing your capacity to move load and 1 rep max, 2 rep max, however you want to measure it, that matters. But testing strength in the Open, when there's so much noise in the system that'll not just primarily categorize and test people by fitness, is or can be lost at that stage. And then at the second, and then by the statement, especially point 3, you have to be really fit, obviously, and you have to be strong. There's some amount of requisite strength required to do the loads that were in point 3. And that's what I mean by strength for the fittest, and not the strength you're talking about, not 1 rep max, not absolute strength. That's how I think about it and perceive it. So if at the end of the day, we look at the leaderboard of any of the stages and there are people that it's like, let's say we did strength and you looked at the leaderboard and there were all these unknown people. We had an isolated strength test, 1 of 3. 2 tests were, let's say dot 1 was dot 1, dot 2 was dot 2, dot 3 was 1 rep max back squat. That leaderboard would be very different, because you'd have hundreds of thousands of people who are, not hundreds of thousands, but you'd have thousands of people who are potentially just strength athletes who would skew the data and really make it messy. So that's my long answer to your incomplete statement that I don't think really made any sense.
I agree.
I mean, I agree with Dave's point on the sufficiency of testing strength in a fitness test at the level of the open. We don't need a standalone strength event. At the same time, I don't have anything wrong with people believing that having a strength test would make the open a more well-rounded. Like that's kind of what we're arguing over and why we all do CrossFit regularly. I think it's like
I think a lot of these people would be happy too if there was just some event where you get to the end and there's a 405-pound deadlift at the end.
Yeah.
And they want to see it like stop like 80% of the people and then they get to do it. So then they get to do the last round.
I mean, I am the exact opposite. I don't want any strength tests, but that 100% highlights my weakness. I hate that they put after all this talk, why was there a deadlift in semifinals? Which most of my colleagues who are competing said, or fellow competitors said are competing, said it was basically a warm up. I hate that there's a strength test. I think strength tests are stupid.
Sevon has the capacity to take loads, not move loads. What does that mean? I don't get that. What's that mean?
I think both require an admirable level of fortitude. So I would take that as a compliment.
Nice.
What does that mean? Take loads? Like take loads from Home Depot? Like
yes.
A load of paper?
Yeah, like a load of like material or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Soil.
Okay. Yeah. I do both. I've taken loads and move loads. I move them slow. I move them slowly. I take them.
I'm gonna take a load of coffee down my throat pretty soon.
I take them slowly.
I'm just trying to crack Caleb. Now my goal on this show is just to see if I can get Caleb to laugh.
I think one of the issues with all this back and forth around the programming is we're seeing a lot less education around programming in the purpose of like improving work capacity across broad time and model domains, as far as like educating people on the methodology. Like before, especially in like quote unquote golden years or the early years, like we were all hungry to learn more about the methodology. We all dug in as like programmers for ourselves, for our gyms, our garage. Now a lot of that is outsourced, and a lot of the education and understanding and its completeness around the CrossFit methodology is lost. And so I think like if you bring back that portion of it, people might understand what the test of fitness should look like. Otherwise, it's left up to people that don't even have their L1 that have strong opinions on it.
Good point.
I fall into this camp too, and we talked about this yesterday. And I was what?
I was going to say, between have their L1 or taken their L1, because I don't have my L1, but I've taken my L1 many times. Sorry, go ahead.
I've like taken it, right? Because if you sit down and you go through that and you're distilling it down to just the GPP side of CrossFit, and you're not thinking it with a competitive lens on, or like programming for a semifinal athlete versus a game athlete and all that nonsense, which to me is just the minutia of the programming. Like we've gone too far away, right? Like pull it back to what is going to actually just increase work capacity across broad time and modal domains, and like educate people on the understanding of that and the 10 physical skills that you need to hit in each one to make sure that you have a balanced and a complete program overall, before we start diving into this. Well, this is good for the open, but this isn't good for quarters, but it's like we've lost the understanding of actually how to build a house, and we're arguing over what color the room should be.
Yeah, I like that. Were you going to say something, Hobart? Sorry.
No, I like that. This is why I think these conversations are also important, and having this debate is important, because I do feel, and we said this yesterday, it's like a lot of the debate in the sports space and the CrossFit programming space is just about whether or not somebody got a rep. And I'm not saying that doesn't matter, but it's like there's just so much more nuance into movement and application of CrossFit than just that. So fundamentally, it's like, whatever side people are on in this one, I think it's like this is a really important conversation and debate to have. It's part of what we do. We're movement fitness dorks.
Says the guy who was anointed best mover in CrossFit. CrossFit defines strength as the productive application of force. This includes moving objects and also handling your body weight.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. I'm in no hurry.
No, this will probably come back up. Let's roll.
Souza. Okay, here we go.
When the open is trying to test fitness and advance people, and then once again that cohort is sifted and it's of like ability people, that's when we could really dive into and focus on measuring their strength. All right, that's the week in review. Thanks for watching. See you guys next week. And
He
leave your
skipped
comments
Sousa's question.
in the comment section.
Testing their strength. Oh, he did skip your question.
Damn, I
It
was
had
wrong.
the most. It had the most likes. It had the most likes.
I thought he'd at least read it.
Fuck consensus.
Wow. Wow. There's Dave deflecting once again.
Deflecting all
He
over the
doesn't care.
place.
Gee.
He deflected that so hard that the load landed in my eye. I think I'm understanding what he means by
A
load
load of
now.
soil.
That wasn't nice. Yeah, a load of soil. All right. Thank you, Dave, for giving us content to make this cfnetworknews.com most
Okay,
reliable, most popular, most exciting.
Best
Yes, go
movers.
ahead. Best movers.
So what happened in that show? So we talked about the games. We talked about some measuring. He talked about me a lot. So that's probably puts it at least at a 7.
Garage gym talk.
Yep. So it's 7.1.
Rich Froning talk. God, that's always
7.8.
Wow.
It's a big jump.
That's a
7-point
point 0.5 just for dropping Froning's name.
Yeah.
We talked about the Open again. He should lose points for that. Open.
Yeah, I think like
programming is-
Gwen, I'm over the Open for now.
Yeah.
Till next week.
What's your score?
I think it's a 7-8.
Wow, CrossFat 8-1. Wow. I'm very curious what. Let's hold on. I'm very curious what Susan's going to give it. Caleb, what are you going to give it?
I guess I don't know. The skateboard is kind of cool.
Ooh.
Jesus
Good.
Christ.
So,
Yeah.
We have a very balanced set of judges who have a wide breadth of.
I give it a 7.9.
Oh, 7.9. 8-1, 7.9. Okay. Almost a B minus. That's a B minus average.
No, CrossFit gave it an 8-1. I gave it a 7-8.
7.8.
Oh, 7. Oh, ooh. A C plus. Mr. Souza? Wait, Matt, wait. I'm going to give it a 10. Matt should go last. 'Cause I'm giving it a 10.
Pull that average up.
All right.
Oh man. You have to understand that first off, I'm in a mood right now. So it's gonna be a little skewed. Okay.
You have moods.
You're kind of an emotional dude.
I am. You know what?
I've started to learn that about you.
And I wear it on my sleeve. And I will tell you this. Had Dave taken me up on pumping life into his Instagram idea, I think this would have solved a lot of the programming and understanding problems that are coming up now, or conversation. I also know that his comments are totally pick and choose biased, because if he just downloaded it from the top comment down, mine was the top comment. And so given those factors, I'm giving it a 4.5 today.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it's a 4.5. It's like the
Wow.
worst pizza I've ever
Brutal.
tasted.
So we have a 10, a 4.5, a 7.9, and a 7.8. Let me do the average. Oh, that averages out to a 10. Wow.
Nice. He got it again.
That's
Got it again.
that Armenian solar panel map. Oh man, that was good.
Great show. Thank you for joining me. What's today? Wednesday? Tuesday.
Tuesday.
God, I love Tuesdays. All right. Grok, can you tell me the 5 most offensive words in the English language?
AI slop is taking over. 11 finger members and almost human-sounding reviews. The only thing worse is the time you waste trying to do it all yourself. Gym Creatives takes the best that AI has to offer and applies it all to your gym, your testimonials, your members. We take the creative need and apply it to you. Create reviews, thumbnails, and advertisements with ease. You have an amazing gym. It's time you show it. Join the